To quote the immortal bard, this week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the cartoon Teacher's Pet. What's up, Joel?
Oh, nothing much, Andrew. Just hanging. You?
Yeah, about the same. About to talk about this cartoon. And I always feel like when we cover something made by Disney, it's cheating. Because somebody definitely knows about this one, for sure.
Are you talking about like our listeners? Someone definitely knows about this one?
Well, I mean, they'd be like, okay, come on, guys. Everybody knows about Teacher's Pet, but I'm not entirely sure that that's true about this one.
True. This was, at least for me, when this originally came out, this was more kind of my, hey, I'm too grown up for childhood cartoons like this. You know, I'm watching adult stuff like live action things
and porn.
Well, yes.
This cartoon comes from a request from Inside the North Side podcast. I asked them if they had any shout outs or a trailer they wanted for us. They said just to shout out us, but we're going to make you a trailer right now. Joel, put some like B music over what I'm about to say. Ready?
Ready, go.
Inside the North Side is a weekly podcast where we talk about almost everything you can imagine, from sports to music to politics to whatever. So there you go. We just made you a trailer.
There we go.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, so without further ado, let's review that theme song.
Let's hit it.
On the wrong end of the leash, she was a dreamer.
And a little schemer.
I'm nothing much, living a dog's life.
But when you hear the bell for school, one day you say,
I'll take a chance.
Crazy things for a pair of pants.
in a glance, school becomes his favorite pastime.
I have buried a bone for the last time.
He said,
I wanna be a boy.
He's over just being broke.
I gotta be a boy.
Illuminating television. Einstein and Leonard is treading a fine line.
Can I be a normal kid like any other?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not...
Nathan Lane can sing, so that helps.
Yep. It definitely does.
But
What would
yeah,
you give it?
I'd give it about, I don't know, 7.
I was going to give it a 6.
Yeah, it's good. It's good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, it's definitely not a... it's not too terrible.
No, it's not terrible at all. It's just catchy enough to where I've been singing it all week.
Hey, boy.
It's just like the lie. I can't tell you how many times I've sang under my breath. He's so over just being Rover. Yeah, so it's definitely earwig material.
Yeah.
But without further ado, Joel, tell us how this got made.
Oh, yes, Andrew. So, I mean, we've already talked about this is a Disney show. Originally aired on September 9th, 2000, ran for a total of 2 seasons, 39 episodes, and ended on May 10th, 2002. It was created by Gary Bassman. He is the main creator, and then from what I can tell, a large amount of the story came from basically a couple, a husband and wife couple, Bill and Cherry Steinkellner.
Okay.
So Gary, I actually found this pretty interesting. So Gary actually made this show just because he was wondering what his dog was doing at home while he was away at work.
That's the age-old question, isn't it?
Right?
I believe George Carlin has a joke about what do dogs do when they go on vacation, because all they do is lie around the house anyway. And stuff like that. But it's like, what do they get into when you're not there?
I mean, in modern day
Yeah, you can
times,
just put a camera in your fucking house. But
it's easy to see that.
Do you want yourself and the government to know what your dog is doing?
Put a ring in your house. Want the government to spy on you and listen to all your conversations?
Buy an Alexa today.
So I wanted to give a shout out to his dog. His dog's name was Hubcaps.
Oh, that's a good dog name.
That is a good dog's name. But yeah, he basically just had this idea. Well, what's my dog Hubcaps doing while I'm at work? I would say probably the most fascinating thing, or one of the most fascinating things about this Gary Baseman is he is the illustrator for the board game Cranium.
I have been racking my head against a wall trying to figure out why the characters in this show look so damn familiar.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, why have I seen these faces before? Why do I keep, and like, they're Cranium. They're the Cranium characters. It's just like, oh, it was like, it's like I saw the Ark of the Covenant. It blew my mind away.
Yes. And this dude, honestly, like, he does a lot of illustrations. Like, he's done illustrations for New York Times, Rolling Stone, the Wall Street Journal. He's been kind of all over TV, just all over the place. It wouldn't surprise me if we've seen, 50 different illustrations from him and never realized.
His illustrations and art remind me of like old clown postcards.
Okay.
If that makes any sense, I will post on the social media what I'm talking about, because there's no way anyone's going to picture this in their mind's eye. But it's like a old, every single one of his characters looks like an old school clown. Like all of them.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, I get that.
I think it's the cheeks. The cheek, like every character has like a capital C cheek dimples, like all of them, even the cats and the birds. Everyone, they all have them. And I think that's what really like sells it for me.
And then the other the couple that gets credit for, also co-creating this, Bill and Cherry, dude, they've done a lot of like script writing and even acting in a lot of stuff.
Name a couple.
The Jeff Sins, The Facts of Life, Cheers. Okay, this was my favorite when I looked it up because they did the classic Cheers, right?
Right.
So you're talking about the 80s. They also have a credit for a 2011 Cheers.
Okay.
Which made me think, did they remake Cheers? And I just didn't know about it. But it's actually a Spanish version of Cheers.
So there's Hispanic Cheers?
They recreated Cheers in like a Spanish version.
So it's just Latino Cheers. Is it like word for word?
Oh, I don't know. I want to watch this. We have to.
Yeah.
We have to get a copy of
Spanish Cheers.
I do too. But that's it, man. That's the creation. Nothing, it's one thing about Disney is they're not going to be Reagan shows.
No, not usually.
No.
They did. Usually, so how Disney does their merchandising is kind of different. Well, it's not different. It's just their approach is they show you the show, like with a perfect example is the Mandalorian. They showed you the Mandalorian. They showed you Grogu, and then they saw what clicked.
Yep.
And so they saw that everybody loved Grogu, and they're like, all right, start churning them out.
I'm still convinced that the love for that little Yoda dude, I'm still convinced that they continued him throughout the series. Like, they changed it once they saw how popular he was. I think his story was supposed to finish up at the end of the first season.
Oh, absolutely.
And they were just like,
Baby Yoda, Grogu, he was a one-season character.
but he
And
stole
they realized how much money they could get out of him.
he stole
They were like,
everybody's horse.
Write the show around him. Change gears. Because if you look at it, there's not really much that they do with the Mandalorian. He's just around.
Yep.
We're getting off track. We're not
We
a Star
are.
Wars podcast. We're here to talk about Teacher's Pet.
We are. So, Andrew, go ahead and hit us with some of the voice actors.
So the voice cast for Teacher's Pet, as you can guess, they had Disney money, so they could get pretty good
some good
voice
help.
actors
Yep.
and people that have been in Disney stuff beforehand. So we have Sean Fleming as Leonard Helperman, Nathan Lane is Spot Helperman or Scott Langford II, David Ogden Stiers, Mr. Jolly, Congressman Doberman, Intercom at Dog Show, and narrator on TV. Jerry Stiller is Pretty Boy. Deborah Jo Roop, Mrs. Helperman. Rob Paulson, Ian Wazalewski, East Western Dog Show announcer, Golden Retriever, male dog owner number 1 and 3, Scottish Blue Bloodhound, She-Dog, an unnamed dog. And Pamela Adlon is Taylor, Trevor, and Tyler. Their other works include, and this will be, Nathan Lane's is actually, we're going to circle back to why his other work is important later.
Okay.
He was Max Balestock in The Producers.
Yep.
Sean Fleming is known as Jim and Tim Possible in the Kim Possible series.
Okay.
David Ogden Stiers is Jumba in Lilo and Stitch. Jerry Stiller is, of course, Frank Costanza in Seinfeld, R.I.P. Deborah Jo Roop is Kitty Foreman in That 70s Show
Yep.
and 90s Show. And a very early cut for Rob Paulson is Corky in The Snorks.
Okay.
So, a lot of how this show really kind of sort of works for me is basically the way it's designed. It's one of those shows like Doug where the kids are all different colors.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's be realistic here. If you didn't stylize this show and they looked real, Spot would be figured out almost immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looks like a dog.
People would just be like, why you got this, like, fur on you?
So our series follows a 9-year-old boy named Leonard. He goes to school and his dog misses him, but his dog also dreams of becoming a boy. He then goes by Scott Letteretti II, and he absolutely kills it. He becomes the most popular kid in school. Various obstacles that they come into is one, the principal is this crazy cat man who hates dogs. So the cat, and he gets to carry a cat around in the school. But so the cat always freaks out because obviously Scott is a dog.
Yep. And why must I chase the cat?
Yeah. We
Why
have
must I be like that?
we have Leonard's other pets, a scaredy cat named Mr. Jolly, and his parakeet Pretty Bird, who is a tough guy bird. The show goes through like several. There's a lot of musical numbers. I remember one about Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. Do you remember that from school?
So it's educational.
Yeah, it's got some educational moments. There's a Halloween episode where they do Edgar Allan Poe's, what is it, The Telltale Heart? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like a play on that story with, what is it? It's Taffy. It's called Bleeding Heart Taffy.
Okay.
And so, yeah, there's just a lot of interesting ways that they educate the populace.
It really is like you're going through a third, fourth grade class.
Yeah, I mean,
with
pretty
them.
much. I would say each episode teaches you something, and each episode ends with Scott/Spot quoting the immortal bard in something. Now, I watched a good bit of these episodes, but this show did have a conclusion 2 years later. And this was like new for me, so I made sure to watch this before coming in. There was a theatrical released movie that came out in 2004.
That is crazy.
This show wrapped up, and it was the show's like finale. It is reviewed rather positively, but it was a box office flop by quite a lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But it was praised. It was a $10 million movie with a $6.5 million dollar profit. So not great, but also it's like, how many people are gonna go? This seems like a misstep of like something that definitely could have been straight to DVD and would have done fine.
Oh yeah. And honestly, maybe they needed to spend $10 million on it.
Maybe they did. Maybe it was like a budgetary issue. Like we got $10 million of the budget left. We're not going to get $10 million left after the year. So let's go ahead and blow it. Imagine being able to do that with $10 million. But it was praised for its brisk runtime of 74 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nathan Lane was able to take a break from the movie producers to come over and do his lines for this entire movie.
Oh, that's cool.
The premise is obviously, Scott/Spot has an opportunity to turn human. And it's some mad. I remember the trailers really well, and they show the blue fairy from Pinocchio a lot, so I thought it was going to be like a magic thing. No, it's a mad professor that claims he can turn animals into humans.
Voiced by Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
Frasier.
By Frasier himself. The movie, like the show, is a musical. It doesn't really have that big of a budget increase as far as animation from the cartoon itself. Like, it's not smoother, it's not worse, which isn't bad. Like, the show itself is stylized, but it's animated fine. Especially for a 2000s cartoon.
I was about to say, I think all of that budget went into the actual voice actors.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. So the one thing that, spoilers for for you late to the game diehard Teacher's Pets fans who didn't know that this movie existed.
About
Scott
also
does get to turn into a human, but do you want to guess what the twist is when he becomes a human, Joel?
I already know it. Andrew.
Oh, you already knew it?
All right, I know
Yeah.
it, but it's hilarious.
It's so his human his dog years and his human years, like, they connect. So instead of becoming like however old he is as a boy in human years, he becomes a man because of dog years. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a pretty creative
It's hilarious.
way of looking. So he's like this gruff man. And it was there was a few other parts about it that really just kind of made me laugh. Like, so they have to get some money, so they return this dog. The dog had puppies, so they return 5 dogs, and they get $500. And the amount of shit that they buy for $500 is definitely a child's mindset of like what $500 can get you, because they get a tailored suit, they
What?
rent a car,
What?
they go eat at like this fine dining restaurant. One of those things alone is worth more than $500. So it's just, it
I
cracks
was
me
about to
up.
say,
I was like,
if you're
and
getting like
when he gives him like the $500, he doesn't give him like a wad of 20s or like 5 $100 bills. He gives him a money bag cartoon sack of cash, and I'm like, yeah, that is what a kid would think
Yep.
$500 would look like.
Yep.
It's like what's that one movie where they the ransom is $100,000?
Oh,
And they
Rush
open the
Hour.
briefcase, and it's like just one stack of
You're talking about a dodgeball.
yeah,
It's when
that's
Ben
right.
Stiller was offering to buy out his gym. Just
And he
Tone,
flips
it's
open
like,
the
there it is.
briefcase, and it's just like, it doesn't look as impressive in cash.
yeah, it's that's pretty funny.
But all in all, I believe this series is, I don't know, it's a fun one. It's one that, like, I definitely enjoy the educational aspect of it, not because I'm learning. I typically don't enjoy school, but I did like, I'm like, oh, it's a clever way to shoehorn in learning that isn't like beating you over the head with it. And that's not every episode. There are episodes where, like, there's a hall monitor episode where Scott Letteretti gets drunk with power, and they teach you about, like, hey, don't let it go to your head. And so there's small little lessons that you definitely could. And it's only 2 seasons in a movie, and it's on Disney. They're all on Disney Plus. So if you want to if you are a parent and you want to watch another blue dog teach your kid values, give
Yes.
Teacher's Pet a try. Although I hear that adults like Bluey more than kids at this point.
Or maybe you're just a giant fan of the guy who illustrated Cranium.
You could be. You could be like, oh my god, the guy who made Cranium has a cartoon.
Oh my god, I must watch this now.
That the odds of that guy listening to this podcast and B, not already knowing about it is very slim, but we can pretend you exist.
Yep.
So, Joel, I believe it's time to move to your new reoccurring segment. Reviews that graduate and reviews that are for the dogs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just came up with that. That was from the seat of my pants.
You nailed it.
Thank you,
You
my
nailed
friend.
it. So yeah, so this I feel like people. Well, should we review which one should I do, the movie or the show?
Do the show. I just wanted to
Okay.
talk about the movie.
So Andrew, the show has an average rating of a 6.3. That's a total of 557 reviews.
Wow, didn't Silverhawks have like over
Yes.
like thousands of people, and this one only has 550? That's bizarre to me.
I
That's very
really
strange.
feel like there was this show. It's a very small cult following.
Yeah, I can see that. All those
so-
fans at Cranium, all
Yeah.
553 of them.
Everybody's just like, love me some Cranium. So this, the highest I could find, Andrew, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
You know, there are some other reviews up there, but they're so old they didn't have a rating system on IMDb
Oh wow.
when it was written. So
Ancient text from a forgotten time.
the early days of the internet.
Ooh.
I wonder if they would look at that like we look at cave paintings.
Oh yeah, like old internet.
So this is a 7 out of 10. Not even titled anything. Just, well, the animation looks decent for me. The director was Gary Baseman, the one who created this show since 2000 to 2005. But despite the theme song being catchy, it can sometimes have bad moments.
That's it. That's wow. That gave him a 7 out of 10. What year was that? That must have been nice internet days.
2022.
Wow, that's a
And
pretty
Andrew-
nice review for 2022 internet.
You know what I've noticed in looking at all these reviews, early internet people was more willing to actually like, I guess, leave like a paragraph, like actually
Yeah. Oh, type it all out.
yeah, like type it out, would actually give a pretty lengthy run, a pretty lengthy comment. But as the years have progressed, I've noticed comments just get smaller and smaller and smaller.
I guess it's like, typing out a whole paragraph was all that you could. That's all you used to do, right? It was just type it out.
Well, do
Just
you
waves and waves of blog posts and pictures, but a video.
But do you not remember when that was actually something cool to do? Like, so early in the internet where like review boards and stuff like that was just like, you had nothing else to do on the
Yeah.
computer but go to those. So it was just so popular where it actually was fun to write on boards and
Yeah,
review
I
things.
agree. We're old.
Now it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, now you
I'm constantly getting every app, everything telling me, hey, I need you to review this. And I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Shut up.
Yeah, a lot of TLDR.
Yep.
This generation. Okay, so what about the bad review?
I couldn't find one. Or
Really?
not like, yeah, I couldn't find one that was actually rated. And it seems like all the ones that, was too old, all of them are, talking about, oh, I love this show and everything else. So
Okay.
now
so,
there was a bad review for the movie.
Okay, let's hear that one.
All right, so this one is a 1 out of 10. This is for the movie titled Straight to Video. My 10-year-old daughter and I both nodded off during this movie. My 8-year-old liked it though. Awful dialogue, awful story, awful animation, just awful. I thought it couldn't get much worse than The Cat in the Hat. I was wrong. Very wrong. Straight
Cat
to
in the
Video. Yeah, I know. Cat in the Hat. That was a bad one. Straight to Video would have been too lenient. It should have gone straight to the garbage dump.
Ooh,
Hey!
got him.
Why you think we're talking about it, reviewer?
Yeah, it's true. I guess that wraps up Teacher's Pet. You got any closing thoughts on it, Joel?
Give it a shot. At least if you're interested in it, or even if you got kids who are kind of around that 9-8-year-old age,
Yeah.
see if they like it. They might enjoy it. you might find some humor in it, but don't feel like you have to go watch this.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's on Disney Plus. If you want to, maybe if you watched it as a kid, you could show your kids, or it's worth going back to. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm a big fan of Nathan Lane's voice. He's just got one of those voices that I like hearing.
Oh yeah.
And so like I'll just absorb anything that he's done voice work in. So
yeah.
That's really it for me. Like it's worth watching just to hear him speak alone. I just like his voice. But if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have a $5 tier that gets you stickers, access to our Discord, and bonus content. We have a website, cartoondumpsterdive.com. There you can go to our store and buy some merch, or put in a request for a cartoon. If you'd like to reach us on Twitter, that Twitter handle is CartoonDD. If you'd like to reach us on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, those are all Cartoon Dumpster Dive. You can send us an email at cartoondumpsterdive@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice. Scammer podcast promoters say that it doesn't help you in the algorithm, but I'm sure if you gave us a 5-star review, you could prove them wrong, and you could be our teacher's pet. Have a great rest of your week. See ya.
See you.
But up top, this podcast will never be requested by anyone.
This whole podcast is requested by one guy.
Yeah.
This has been a Lughole podcast.